Hey, welcome back to the channel. Today we're back on this Chrysler again. This is my daughter's 2012 Chrysler 200 with a 3.6 liter. A couple days ago she was saying that, actually it was about a week ago, that her car is taking longer to crank before it starts. First thing I'm thinking is, if you've watched the other videos, we put a new alternator in this thing, new battery. The only thing I'm thinking is great. The only thing we haven't done is the starter yet. But it's not a cranking issue as much as it is this time. It's taking longer for it to fire up. So when I first came out to look at it, I went to fire it up and it did. It took quite a little longer than usual anyway, let's say. And then I would cycle the key, let it cycle for a second and just run on, and then crank it and it would fire up right away. At that point, that's when I started getting fuel smell. So when it was in the driveway, I was getting some drips right at the tank. And I thought, great, the lines are rotted. The top of the sending unit could be rotted. This is gonna be a nightmare, especially with this friggin' car. The stuff we've gone through, again, if you haven't checked out our other videos, go ahead and check them out. You'll see where the battery and all the fun stuff is. So I'm hoping, because like the other cars we've had, Honda Civics, Toyotas, stuff like that, you get lucky. Sometimes you can lift the back seat in these and you can pop them up. Look underneath, there's usually like some sort of a cover over top, and then there's a hatch, whether it's screwed down or I think this one's got a plastic cover over it. We can get to the fuel pump without having to drop the tank, disrupt the lines or the straps that hold the tank, because then you're into a whole lot more than you want to be. So stick with us here. I'm going to change some things up and we'll pop the seat. I'll show you where to pop the seat, and we'll be able to see if we can get it. Okay, we're inside the back of the car now, and let's try and see if I can do this so you can see what's going on. The front here, I'd looked underneath and it is the one that pops up, so we should be good. I don't need any bolts. You pull up here and you'll feel it kind of snap. Sometimes you got to get inside, push your knee against this, lift it up really hard, it pops up. Now that the seat pops up, you can pull it forward, and as you can see here, it has metal loops. They just tuck up underneath the backrest of the seat. With that out of the way, I'm gonna go ahead, put that on the roof of the car, leather side up, down. And here we are back at the back. This one has got like it's almost like saran wrap kind of stuff over top of that old felt pad. That's going to help with noise. It's going to help heat and everything else as well. I can smell the gas quite well. So we're going to pull that out, let that air out outside. Aha, there we go. So like I was saying, looks like we're going to get lucky. There's a hatch here. We'll pop this up and we'll take a peek and see what's underneath. Hopefully the fuel pump is right here, and we'll take a good look and see what's happening. Okay, so we got it. It took a little bit. I had to stick a screwdriver underneath and then grab it with some pliers. It's got a pretty good lip on here. So put that over there. And there's the sending unit. Perfect. The other good thing I'm looking at is the lines are plastic. There's some connectors. That's going to run our power for the fuel pump, as well as the leveling unit, tell you how much gas is in your tank. The good news is this line is plastic, so we know it's not rotted. This isn't steel, it's plastic, so it's not rotted. But you can see that. See that crack? Right where the black line meets the white. Well, that sucks. So it's spraying out of there and spraying across the whole fuel tank and the top of it, or hitting this cover and spraying all down, and it's running down the tank. So the good news is we don't have to drop the tank. We don't have rotten lines. We don't have a rotten unit. However, I just checked this out, and this is not replaceable, this black piece of hose. It's pressed in, it's part of this unit, so we need a whole new sending unit. So let me see what I can do. We'll see how we do, and we'll go from there. Okay, so we got our new pump. Canadian wise, I checked a bunch of different places around, locally to Belleville, Ontario, Kingston, Ontario, Napanee. These guys, at my cost, which I get discount on some parts depending on the place, I'm about $450, $500 for a whole new sending unit, which really sucks because I was hoping that I could have just repaired this piece or had it pushed in, but you can see here it's kind of ballooned the white, so it's definitely been pressed in. It's part of this unit. There's no way around it. However, if you're willing to wait, which was a hard wait, we ended up ordering this off of Amazon. You do have to check when you type these in and you look online. Amazon will populate one of these right away. There is different configurations, so make sure that your car shows that it's got this, it's got this. Some of them had 3. Check the picture and it said it's good to go, and it's for the Chrysler 200. However, the one I clicked on originally said it was good for the Chrysler 200, but it was only down in the description it said fits Chrysler 200 and the 2 models of 4-cylinder, not the 6-cylinder. The difference, I believe, from what I was reading, is obviously fuel pressure to run 6 cylinders, not 4. So I had to keep looking. I found another one, double checked the description. It says yes. I was able to get the whole thing for $85, plus I paid like $17, I think, on top of that to have it shipped a little quicker, because it was going to be like 2 weeks. So I paid a little extra. I got it in just about a week, a little over a week. However, we're talking $500 down to like $85. So if you can wait it out, it's worth it. It's cheaper. This unit came, the whole thing installed. You can see the pump, this little cream colored piece with the metal, that's your main pump. All the lines are there, everything's connected. On this side, we've got your level. It came with a nice little float, so we got to click that in. That's going to go in there like that, and as it floats, it tells your dash how much fuel you got left in your tank. So we got to make sure that goes on. We'll put this in, get the old one out, and then we're back in business. Let's see if we can see where we are here. What I'm going to do, it's going to be loud, so because I got an old air compressor, I'm going to fire up my air compressor and the air blaster. I'm going to blow a lot of this crap. There's all kinds of like dirt and rust and some gunk and fuel. I'm going to put a cover over top, put the sprayer underneath, get away from the fuel as much as I can so no dirt falls in the tank. What we're going to do is take this metal ring. It's a lock ring. You can see the little grooves. What we need to do is find, I guess I can use those little holes. I'll put a screwdriver in this little hole, tap it with a hammer, and you're essentially just going to spin that ring counterclockwise, like you're taking a lid off a jar. We're going to take that off. That's going to loosen it off. We're going to squeeze. Might even be able to take that off. No, my hand, I'm not sure. This little guy, if you reach underneath, you can push up. You see that clip start to separate? That's what we want to do, and then pull that off. I may have to get a little plier under there. Pop that off. Take the ring off, and then we can pull this whole sending unit out. Careful, because it will hold gas. Tip it a bit, let the gas fall back down. Put in the new one, lock ring back in, and hopefully we have good fuel pressure and we're off and running. So I'm going to run the air compressor for a sec, and we'll be back. All right, so I took the air compressor and I blew all the dirt out. You can see it's a lot cleaner in here now. There's no gunk in here. Right beside this hole is an access hole that comes with a rubber grommet that goes through. The wiring went through here and plugged into the pump. I pulled it back. I should show you. How'd that go? This clip came out like this, and you just squeeze that little thumb tab and then wiggle it a little bit, pull it out. You shouldn't need any kind of prying or anything on that because they do break if you're a little too rough with them. This little guy, there's another line that you can, I got it tucked away over there, but it's the same idea. You just squeeze that little tab there, wiggle it, pull it out. That way, when I pull it out through the rubber hole, the hole through the grommet and stuff, it's out of my way now. I don't have to worry about fighting with it because it's going to get in the way getting in here. There is like a little dogtail style one, plugs into the pump, or pigtail you call it. It's still kind of going to be in the way, so I might try and take that out right now. And this one, if you look, there's a red clip in there. I don't know if I can zoom it in there or not. Can you see that? Maybe. Maybe not. Anyway. There's a red clip. Stab myself with a screwdriver. This red clip goes across the top of this. What that does is stops this from wiggling out. You can't take that off. But if you take a screwdriver, you put it on the side that has the lip. You can twist it. And you see that? You see how that moved across? What that's going to do now is unlock that button and allow us to pull that out. Hopefully, as they say that. A little fancy wiggle. Come on now. Get a little help from behind. There. So it just needed a little side wiggle. Get that out of there. Come on. Work with me here. There. That's all that little piece is. It literally just kind of redirects everything in a different direction. We're going to set that aside. Now we've got lots of room here. Hopefully nothing gets in our way. We still have this fuel line. You can see that. I'm kind of in a goofy angle with the camera. But we got this plastic fuel line and it comes right around the other side. But if we can get it off, push it back, it's going to be out of the way for us. I can't get my fat fingers in there, so I've got this pick. And it's got different things on different ends. I'm going to see if it'll help me without stabbing my finger. I'm going to put a little pressure on the line and then just push up on that clip. It's supposed to come right off. There might be a bit of fuel pressure here too. The other thing I can do is the two ends of this clip. Sometimes you can push them off to the side like that, spread them up. You need to press it in. Of course, everything's going to fight me today. It's like playing that doctor game. Come on now. There we go. I spread both sides apart. Pushed it down a bit, see if that'll give me some wiggle. You do want to be careful because I did just have the key on to move the car over onto the grass. If I pull this off, there's a good chance this could still spray everywhere in your face, your eyeballs. However, with that crack right there, I can pretty much guarantee there's going to be no spray. Remember this guy. Persuasion. There we go. Hopefully I can get this off. I can show you the clip. I've done quite a few of these to the point on different fuel that's not necessarily this car or fuel line combo, but these plastic clips, if you've done a few, you know they can break and they're a pain in the butt, but they do sell replacements. You can get them. Come on out of there. You're putting up a fight. All right. Just as I was pushing it, I felt it release. This is the little clip. However, because of that crack halfway around it, the actual plastic just broke right off. which I was worried that would happen while my daughter was driving the car, so I had her park it. Luckily, she was okay with waiting a bit, but this guy, there you go. Let's put this back in so you can see it. I don't know if you can see right in there. Inside the end of this is rubber O-rings compressed between a couple different plastic rings. Those O-rings are going to slide on the smooth part. That little lip on this goes through here, squeezes through, and that clip will actually open and spread, allow that piece to go in, and then it's locked in. So that's how you know it's locked in. I put the clip back in here so we don't lose it. It's off to the side now. I don't know if it'll stay there, but it will for us. This little piece, souvenir, conversation piece, something like that. All right. So now that we're to the ring, I should be able to, where can you see that? Put it on a slot. I'm just going to start tapping. Take a little bit to get it freed up. One thing you want to be careful is... Alright, we're back. I didn't realize it shut off when I pulled it out, but anyway, the tank, or the sending unit came with a new rubber gasket. Always put these on because they do stay compressed and old ones will stay flat and they don't seal real well. As for the pump, when I went to take this one out, I found it easier. Let me just get rid of this. Come on now. All right, there's our float. One of my thoughts afterwards, of course, was usually these have like a little bit of a filter squished onto the bottom of these. This one does not. And that's because, I don't know if you can see it on the camera, where my finger is. There is a filter, you see it there? There's a little filter on the side of this inside. So there is filter in there and it's good to go. With this, our level floater, it has to go in there and it can be tricky to try and take it out and twist it and everything. What I did was had it inside and I popped it out just using a flat screwdriver while it was still kind of half there, and that allowed me to just take the pump straight out, then the float, without having to get all fancy and bend anything. I'm hoping I can put it in the same way without dropping it in the tank. Let's just see. It's getting your hands in there and I don't want to. There it goes. So it's in, and then there's a little black piece that's got to clip into to make sure it seats all the way in. And there it goes. You can hear it click. It's in there, locked nice and tight. Now, you can see by this little ear down here where the lock ring goes in. I'll show you. It's going to fit in a certain spot. This also has a little cover, stops dirt from getting in there. We're going to leave that on until we're done. Go ahead and slide this on just to make life somewhat easier. Hopefully. In my mind, that's going to work. One thing that's fighting us right now is that fuel line's kind of half stuck underneath. Oh. Give her a wiggle and a jiggle. Use a flat screwdriver. Push it out of the way. One thing you want to make sure is that that green O-ring stays in its little slot. We do not want that out of the way. Okay, so that fits down in there. I've actually just stuck the screwdriver through that hole, the grommet hole, and that's allowing me to pull that fuel line out of the way. We'll see if it stays out of the way. Okay, I don't know if you can see it now that the ring's in the way, but that little ear is going to fit down in there perfectly between all these things. You gotta rotate it a little bit, and that's where it wants to sit. So we can line up these gaps. You can see the little ears that are going to slide over this collar. You can somewhat twist it by hand to get it started, just like that. Now I'm going to use a screwdriver again, and we're going to hammer the ring around, put it back into a lock position. Maybe. There we go. Try and do it equally on both sides. As you can see, there's lots of fuel still splashing around on top, so we'll have to spray that off. All right, now we've got the locking ring in. We'll put our wiring harness back through here. We'll make sure the grommet is in. Here's the fuel line. We're going to take that yellow protective cap off now that we got it where we want it. We've got the clip inside the line, so we're just going to go ahead and stick that on, and I should be able to just pull that and you'll hear it click, and that's it. That's it for the fuel line. It's connected. Pretty sweet. Now we've got our main goofy little harness here. What we're going to do is clip that back in. Remember, it clips in. You're going to want to hear it snap. Well, that was my fingers. And there you go. So we slid that red clip back over. That locks this fella back into place. Okay, so we've double checked. Our connectors are good and tight. The other connectors, I just connected them back underneath, tucked them out of the way. Double check our fuel line. It's clipped on nice and good. Now I'm going to turn the key on. Sorry, I was listening. Turn the key on, make sure we got no leaks. And then I'm going to go ahead and spray this off with some brake clean and clean it off a little better just so it doesn't smell like gas so bad. Put our lid back on, and then we just slide our seat back in the opposite way it came out. And always make sure you check your fuel level. It's working as well before you go too far, because you may have to take this back out and redo it. But that's it. That's it for the fuel pump on a 2012. I think it's like 2010 to 14 Chrysler 200. Anyway, hopefully this helps. Hit that like and subscribe, help us out, and we'll keep coming with some different videos. Thanks very much. All right, that's it. 2012 Chrysler 200 fuel pump. Not too bad. Don't have to do it with a hoist. There's this damn turkey that's trying to kill me. Anybody want a free turkey? Might be friggin' Thanksgiving sooner than later, man. Damn, I hate this thing. Anywho, it's all good. Put it back together, cycled the key, checked the line, no leaks. It's nice and dry. Cleaned off the top of the tank so you don't get that fuel smell. Turkey. Anyway, it's working good. No more leaks. She's back on the road again. This Chrysler, I tell you. We'll see what happens in the next one. Thanks for watching. See ya.